Okay, so in the morning, I'll take like just a little scoop. It's probably at least a half a teaspoon of each of these, sometimes more, up to a teaspoon of each probably, but you could just start low, like a quarter teaspoon. Well, a half teaspoon of each is a good start. Slippery elm powder, marshmallow root powder. Alternatively, you can just buy these caps. You can get them in caps and you could open them. You probably want to open like 6 or 7 caps into a mug. Use hot water. It gets like kind of mucilaginous. That coats the colon and heals the mucosa. It'll protect the anastomosis site. And you should do that on empty in the morning. And if you can do it on empty between meals a second time or even a third time during the day, this is probably my number one recommendation for healing. So if while you're drinking that, it just doesn't taste super, super tasty, sometimes I'll take little nibbles of dark chocolate while I sip it. That's kind of how I make it sort of enjoyable. I already had mine this morning. I still do that every day, every morning, once a day. Okay, so here, if you want to get some fiber in your diet, because fiber is it's like a prebiotic that creates your short chain amino acids like butyrate and stuff. So you want to have fiber in your diet, but you don't want to have the irritation of fiber, in particularly insoluble fiber. But this clear fiber will dissolve in water. You could throw it in a smoothie too or whatever, but you could just throw this in water and there will be no friction in your colon. So I get this one, and this is actually 100% acacia, I think is what it is. You can also use something called sun fiber. This is acacia fiber, but you can use sun fiber. So that one. Now, another thing you can do, if you want, this will create a formed stool, but it is really important to give your bowel rest. So if you can go elemental, which means like a liquid-based diet, that's probably the best thing you can do. So I'll throw frozen blueberries in my smoothie. That frozen blueberries are to the colon what cranberries are to the urinary tract. Frozen blueberries, I throw in some sprouted flax, or this is a sprouted flax and chia blend, I think. Yeah. So you could start with just a teaspoon, but work your way up to like a tablespoon in your smoothie. For sweetener, you could add a little bit of like banana or honey or some stevia. If you, for protein, this is all your, you could get some collagen or marine collagen, I think is slightly better. And that'll get you all your amino acids. You could use a bone broth powder that's pretty flavorless for protein if you don't want any dairy, but actually the best brand for protein powders, or this is actually a meal replacement. This can be drank in isolation or thrown into your smoothie. It has everything you need in a meal. Absorb Plus. You can get this at Listen to Your Gut, LTYG, listentoyourgut.ca, Canada. Yeah, so you can check out all they have dairy and non-dairy options. They have sweetened and unsweetened. They use maltodextrin to sweeten. It's all very like filtrated though, so it's very high end and it's kind of pricey, but there you go. And another thing that you really need to do every day, also from the LTYG, Listen to Your Gut, they have this one that's like a healthy trinity. It's 3 strains in one, but if you buy this one, it's a little cheaper, and they have the 3 strains separate, so you could start with 1 strain and then work your way up. You can also open these caps. So once the smoothie's blended, I open a cap of each and stir them in so that I don't denature them. You want to be really gentle with them. And I make sure I take a Natron every day. It's not cheap, but it's good maintenance. Now, anytime I go to the hospital, I get this at the health food store, this brand, in the fridge section. I always do a round of this after any hospital mishaps. So this Saccharomyces boulardii actually will crowd out. Sorry, they're having a fuss over there. It will crowd out like things like C. difficile or bad bacteria. And so that's really a good one. And then this one, I will take turns. I kind of oscillate between the L. reuteri and the hospital. Or you could do one in the morning and one at night if you wanted to get. I do that in addition to these. So rebuilding your gut flora is gold. Okay. And then I'm just trying to think of what else I would do. You can chew just to like help your stomach. You can chew deglycerized licorice root extracts, and these taste actually pretty tasty. So these are more like upward problems, which I have less of, but it is good for your just your whole tract. Deglycerized licorice. I also will take small sips throughout the day of or sometimes I just take it at night. A little bit of George's aloe vera. It comes in a big jug. It's by my bed. It takes out the alloin, I think, whatever's between the leaf and the plant that can be irritant to the gut. It just almost looks like water, but it's very healing. These are all kind of pricey things, but now the other thing you're going to want to make sure you do is that you get adequate vitamin D. If you take a supplement, you take D3K2. If you're going to take a supplement, sorry, everything's so messy in here, but that one's good. And you're going to want to take an anti-inflammatory, whether curcuminoids or this cod liver oil or fish oil. An anti-inflammatory is a good idea. Magnesium will make your stool loose, so you can just throw some Epsom salts in your bath. That's a good way to get your magnesium in. B12 is good too, but it kind of upsets my stomach, so I don't do great with that. But these are kind of critical things. The other thing I do is just to get more of a formed stool. You can start with a half a teaspoon. You can work up to maybe 2 teaspoons a day. This won't heal underlying causes of loose stool, but it will help form stool fast. Also, hard-boiled eggs and dry curd cottage cheese are good tricks for helping form stool. Okay, dry curd just takes the way out. So yeah, there's my tips.